Today we're covering post-rotation Flareon EX. So this Flareon EX Noctowl deck, a version of it got top 16 at the Champions League Fukuoka. It had been seeing a good enough representation in City League events for the statistics to put it in or around A tier. And this is a deck that I've been kind of interested in because the Noctowl engine is very consistent and it allows you to play toolbox style decks. And Flareon and Sylveon have a few great things going for them. So in today's video, I'm going to talk about the deck list, how this deck aims to work, and then I'm actually going to spend a little less time talking about the deck list and the cards so that we can play two practice games with it, one against Dragapult Dusknoir and one against Terab. Before we get into that, I just want to shout out, I have a new partner, Quality Patch Designs. They have a lot of sick t-shirts, jackets. They have computer mats, blankets, patches, hats, beanies, scrunchies. They've got so much stuff, so many different designs, all Pokemon, all look super sick. You can use code CELIO10. Use the link in the description down below there, and you can save 10% off and support my channel. So let's talk about Flareon Sylveon. In the gameplay, I do want to say, if you skip this part and just rush to the gameplay, I will not be using the Tapu Koko EX because it's not implemented yet on TCG Masters. So I'm just going to add a second Sylveon in its place because I think if I didn't have a reason to play Tapu Koko EX, that's probably the card I would play is just the second Sylveon. So let me just cover the Tapu Koko EX real quick now, and then I'll change the deck to how it's going to look in the gameplay. So, Tapu Koko EX, basically, it's used to one-shot Milotic EX because it is not a Terra type. It hits Milotic for weakness, and so it one-shots it and gets around that because your Flareon EX and your Sylveon EX, they're both Terra Pokemon, so they can't hit the Milotic. But we are not going to be using that today, and this is what the deck list will look like for today. So we start out with the 4/4 Noctowl line. Jewel Seeker, incredibly strong. Search for 2 trainers as long as you have a Terra Pokemon in play. And then we have this very interesting lineup for the EVs. We've got 2 of this EV with boosted evolution. As long as this Pokemon is in the active spot, it can evolve during your first turn or the turn you play it. And then we also have EV-EX that says any Pokemon EX that evolves from EV can also evolve from this card, since normally Flareon EX says it evolves from EV, so it wouldn't be allowed to evolve into EV-EX without that ability. And then we have 2 evolutions. So Flareon is going to be the namesake of the deck and the main evolution that we have here that's kind of good in a variety of situations. The Burning Charge attack, which we can actually use on turn 1 going second, thanks to the boosted evolution and Crispin or Sparkling Crystal. Burning Charge does 130, and then you search your deck for up to 2 basic energy cards and attach them to one of your Pokemon. So you can accelerate that to Flareon itself, a different Flareon, a different Eevee, to Sylveon, to Wellspring, to Clefairy, to Mew EX. You've got a lot of choices. And then it also has the Carnelian attack that does 280, which is a great number to hit for. And then the Sylveon EX, it has Magical Charm doing 160, and next turn attacks used by the defending Pokemon do 100 less damage. So do note, if you use Magical Charm and knock out the Pokemon, then the defending Pokemon is no longer there because you knocked it out. And if they switch, then the defending Pokemon is no longer there because they switched. So this Magical Charm 100 damage reduction is not an effect on Sylveon. It is an effect on your opponent's active Pokemon. So do keep that in mind. And then the Angelite attack, choose 2 of your opponent's benched Pokemon. Shuffle those Pokemon and all cards attached to them into your opponent's deck. If one of your Pokemon used Angelite last turn, this attack cannot be used. So Sylveon's Angelite attack can be devastating to a lot of decks. We use the Fan Rotom because Fan Rotom can search out for the Eevee, and it can search out for the Hoot Hoots, and it can search out for the Noctowl. We've got Wellspring Ogerpon. It's a good Terra Pokemon to get down, but most of the time EV-EXs are easy to bench basic Terra so that we can have it for the Noctowl requirement. Also, another thing to note about the EVEX is that it's safer to accelerate energy to this EV than it is to this EV, because this has the Terra barrier, so it can't be hit on the bench, and obviously it also has 150 HP more than the non-EX EV has. 4 Crispin's going to be a pretty important part of this deck. We do only run 2 of each of these energies, but we have Sparkling Crystal to make up for it if any 2 are prized, except for the Psychic, because that doesn't make up for it on the Lace Clefairy, because that's not a Terra Pokemon. And we also have Super Rods to put the energies back into the deck for the Crispin. So let's get into some gameplay here. And we are going to go against Dragapult Dusk Noir first. And the gameplay is going to be on tcgmasters.net. It's a really great tool that I suggest trying out. So here we have the Evolution deck going first, and we only have Hoot Hoot or Pheasantipity to choose from to go into the active spot. We will choose Hoot Hoot into the active. The opponent starts a Pheasantipity, and we have an Ultra Ball here. So next turn, we're kind of always setting up that we want to attack with either Flareon or Sylveon turn 2, depending on the deck. We could also potentially attack with Wellspring, depending. So let's go ahead and Buddy Poffin. We're definitely going to get 1 Fan Rotom, and then we are also going to get 1 Eevee. And let's just check. So Latias is prized. We do have Switch. So we're probably going to be using a Switch to get out of the active next turn. Just something to think about. So we'll go Fan Rotom and Eevee. And then we need a bench spot for EVEX. And we're going to Fan Rotom for Hoot Hoot. And let's see. We could go Hoot Hoot and 2 Noctowl, since we don't have any Noctowl in our hand, and it's possible we get item locked, so we wouldn't be able to use the Ultra Ball. But then if we get item locked, we're not going to be using our Switch either. So the Latias EX being prized is a problem here, potentially. Yeah, we'll go with Hoot Hoot double Noctowl. Bench the Hoot Hoot. And then this Nest Ball has got to go for the EVEX. And from there, yeah, like I said, the Latias EX being prized is going to be awkward. We also don't have energy attachment this turn. Okay, so yeah, we'll pass there, and we're hoping to not get item locked. The opponent does not have much going for them. We can go Artisan. It probably just needs to be Artisan for Badoo, and hope that this can do enough to slow down until we draw some better cards. We could use this turn to Crispin. Crispin would allow us to maybe get an energy on Fez to retreat and an energy on Monkey Dory, but that Crispin really does just not feel worth it here. So yeah, we'll just go Itchy Pollen. So we do draw an energy. I don't think that changes much. It does mean that we would be able to attach and retreat the Noctowl if we want to. Actually, yeah, that energy is huge. I think that energy might matter. Let's see. The energy would matter if we had a Flareon EX in our hand instead of the Sylveon EX. Because we could go Noctowl for Crystal plus a card, and then Crispin to the Flareon, Crystal to the Flareon, attach energy to the Noctowl, retreat, and swing. But because we whiffed an energy last turn, because we don't have Latias in the deck, it's in the prizes, that is causing issues. So if we want to go Noctowl, I'm just thinking, can Noctowl actually get us anything that helps this turn? I think we'll just start out with Crispin. And we're going to be looking to set up for using Sylveon next turn. So if the opponent actually does get Dreepies down, we'll just shuffle both of their Dreepies into their deck. So for Sylveon, we need at least 2 of Water, Lightning, Psychic. We already have Psychic in hand, so we'll get Lightning, Water. Keep 1 in hand, and we'll attach this here and evolve that Eevee. And then we will attach one of these energies. And then next turn, We can hard retreat the Noctowl if we want to. We can Noctowl for a crystal. We can Noctowl for a boss and a crystal. There's a lot of options. So there's also the potential to leave this Eevee unevolved. So in case we top deck into a Flareon, right? But we can't Ultra Ball for Flareon, so the odds that we top deck into it are not very good. And I'd rather make sure that this Sylveon EX is protected. And then we pass turn. Okay, so the opponent does get an Iono here, so no reason to not go Iono. So we can Artisan for a Dreepy, we can Ultra Ball for a Dreepy, and we just hope that they can't get the Sylveon attack next turn. Okay, so we'll go Artisan for Dreepy, and Ultra Ball away Toro Dusknoir for another Dreepy. Bench. Actually, we don't need double Dreepy, because if they're going to Angelite, we just put down another Dreepy for them. If we put down one Dreepy, that also opens it up that they could just boss KO the single Dreepy. But again, they're going to need the Noctowl plus an energy to make that happen. They do have 6 cards, but they won't have items. So it could be potentially better to go for getting an attachment onto our Dreepy this turn. Hold that Ultra Ball for Dragapult item lock. Okay, the opponent can... Let's see, can they do it? The opponent does not have an energy in hand, so we'll have to Crispin for turn, but that doesn't really stop us, right? We're gonna just shuffle the Dreepy and the Fez into their deck and leave them with a Badoo. Okay, so we do need to evolve the Noctowl so it has 1 less retreat, because the 80 HP Hoot Hoot has 2 retreat. So we do need to evolve for that reason. And let's see, we technically don't need the crystal this turn. We could hold it, we could grab it and just keep it in our hand. That would be okay. And I think we'll also Artisan for a Hoot Hoot this turn. So we'll take Crystal, and we'll take another card that could potentially be useful next turn. We'll take Nest Ball, because that could be useful for getting Clefairy. And then we'll Artisan for Hoot Hoot, and we will evolve this Eevee into Flareon EX. And then I will Crispin, getting a Lightning Energy and a Psychic Energy. Keep one in hand, put the Lightning there, attach the Psychic here, retreat. Now we are not using the Crystal yet because it's not necessary. And then we're going to go ahead and Angelite, Dreepy, and Pheasantipity into their deck to put them behind a turn. It would have been much better if we could boss KO the Dreepy. That way, next turn they bench 2 more Dreepy, then we Angelite those. Because remember, Angelite cannot be used 2 turns in a row. So we did have to Angelite there, which is not ideal. So from here, we'll go Arven for Buddy Poffin and Bravery Charm. Artisan for Dreepy. Buddy Poffin for 2 Dreepies, attach for turn, and item lock. Okay, so this becomes kind of simple, right? We just want to boss and KO the Dreepy that has energy on it. It would be better to do it with Flareon, but beggars cannot be choosers. So yeah, it would be really nice to get some more energy onto the board this turn, but we can't Ultra Ball for Noctowl, and then we can't Earthen Vessel for the energies. And if I want to knock out the Dreepy with an energy on it, we have to go with Boss, so that's what we're going to do. It's very likely that we'll either get Iono'd or Stamped here, so I'm going to put the Crystal down, and I'm going to Boss, and then we're going to Magical Charm, Knockout. Alright, so from here we'll Ultra Ball away Bravery Charm and Professor Tauros for Dragapult, Candy down Dragapult, and then Artisan, then the deck by 1, and Stamp. We do get Fez, which is very nice. We would like to draw into Arven here if possible. I'm sorry, not Arven, into Crispin here if possible. We'll play down Fez, use Fez. We do not find the Crispin. So if we leave the Dragapult on the bench, it's just going to get angelated. And here lies the problem with the unfair stamp build sometimes, right? We need 2 energies on this Dragapult and we have 0. And it's hard to go from 0 to 2. So opponent's at 2, we don't want to Iono, so we'll just Arven for Night Stretcher. Night Stretcher for an energy. We might just have to Jet Headbutt the Sylveon, I think. Because if we just Itchy Pollen, we lose our Dragapult. Both Dragapults get shuffled in. Or Dragapult and Dreepy get shuffled in by Angelite. So yeah, we'll retreat. I'm going to... I don't think I'll bench the Duskull yet. Yeah, I'm just going to go Jet Headbutt. But this is a very bad position for Dragapult. So now over here, we can finally use items, but we don't have any Noctowl. So that is unfortunate. We also don't have a boss to like force the Dragapult back to the bench and Angelite it. We have a switch, so we could attack with Burning Charge this turn instead of Sylveon. But Magical Charm 160 stops them from doing 100 damage, so their Phantom Dive would only do 100 to the active next turn. I think I like that, but we do have Crispin to make use of. So I'm going to say we should use this Crispin here, although, yeah, because we're going to 2-shot the Dragapult. Okay, so Crispin, so Flareon is set up now. We're going to Magical Charm 160. The defending Pokemon does 100 less to us next turn. We'll go Artisan for another Dreepy. We don't get the Monkey because we would need Crispin, right, to make this useful. See if there's anything we want to shuffle in. We'll put Board here. Well, then we'll Iono. No, we don't want to Iono. This is such a tough position. So maybe it's something like Artisan Monkey, attach, Boss Noctowl maybe, and force them to switch it. And then we could also Monkey Dory off of Dragapult onto... We could Monkey Dory off of Dragapult. I'm thinking, like, do we want to try to trap this here? We know they just played Crispin. We can Jet Headbutt them for 70. And then next turn, Monkey Dory to knock it out mid-turn. If they didn't have other Hoots, like if we could knock out both Hoots at once, that would be ideal, but we can't because we don't have the energy. We could also consider item locking, but then we run the risk of them just angulating our Dragapult and Dreepy back into the deck. So yeah, let's go with this play. And this also means that Magical Charm wouldn't knock us out. So we'll Jet Headbutt. Okay, so funny thing about how this is good. We should read Magical Charm together. So Magical Charm, the attacks used by the defending Pokemon do 100 less damage. I was wondering if that's how this worked, and it is. So Jet Headbutt is going to do 100 less damage no matter who it's attacking, not just the Sylveon. So bossing around and hitting the Noctowl would make no sense. So in that case, we have to go for the Iono play. So went Magical Charm. We'll do that. No Psychic Energy in there. Nothing to do. Artisan. Yeah, we'll just get another Dreepy. And then Iono. All of our Dragapults. Or all of our Dracloaks. Okay, Dracloak. We do not find the energy this way either. Yeah, this is just so terrible. I suppose... this rescue board could have been put on Dragapult in case of this situation. So we'll do that. We do find the Psychic Energy this time, though. So we can at least do Phantom Dive. And then we have Crispin for the next Phantom Dive. So we'll go Phantom Dive and Flareon. 1, 2. The Flareon needs a 1 and a 6 on it. So I'll put 1 on the Flareon now. We'll put 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2. So Sylveon can take the knockout. We go down to 3. So what's my best play this turn? Magical Charm into the Dragapult seems fine. Cardnelian into the Dragapult seems fine. That would be Flareon's second attack. Yeah, we really just need to knock out the Dragapult, which is very, very doable. We do have items if we wanted to use them this turn. We could want to put down Area 0 and another Noctowl or another Hoot. Because we could lose both Hoot Hoots next turn. Oh, wait, I think Toro could be good here. So we're going to go Noctowl, and we'll grab Area 0. No, wait, not Area 0. We'll grab Toro. Yeah, it might be Area 0. Yeah, we'll grab these two, and then we will Toro up the Noctowl with the most damage on it, and it's also the 80 HP Hoot Hoot, which is hard to knock out, and we'll bench the Hoot Hoot. It just clears a little bit of damage off the board. I'm not even too sure how productive that play is. It does give us a Noctowl into our hand, and then we can play Area 0 and bench the Hoot Hoot. Okay. And then, yeah, all we have... If Burning Charge was able to knock out, then like a switch here would be great, but Burning Charge does not take the KO. So we're just going to be going with our Magical Charge. Magical Charm. Knockout. Promote Free Retreater. Now, let's see. Fire, Psychic. I think Crispin works. So we'll Crispin before the Recon because we don't want to draw into the energies that we want to actually attach. So we'll go Crispin, attach. And then from here, we're good to start using Recon Directive or Pheasantipity. Yeah, so we'll use Pheasantipity first because Recon Directive makes a choice. So Fez first is better. Okay, now we'll Recon Directive, get Counter Catcher, Recon Directive, Dusk Noir. That's pretty good. So let's see what we can do. We can knock out the Flareon EX this turn if we really wanted to with Dusk Noir Counter Catcher. We can already knock out the Sylveon though. So we can take 4 prizes this turn, but that would also mean that we put the opponent down to 2 prizes, which we don't really want to do. So we'll evolve here, attach there, bench Monkey Dory. I don't think we're ever going to use that candy for anything else, so we might as well use it here. Retreat, and I do think we need to just knock out the Sylveon. So we'll go Phantom Dive and knock out a Hoot Hoot. Now we're both at 3 prizes. Okay. So Iono, yeah, if they can Phantom Dive next turn, they win. And I don't have any way to attack with Mew EX this turn because this deck doesn't play Energy Switch. If I could attack with Mew EX, we could put Lily's Clefairy down, then Genome Hacking, copy Phantom Dive, knock out the Dragapult and the Badoo. So, is Latias still prized? Yeah, Latias should still be prized. So I think I'm going to need to hard retreat this turn, potentially. Or I have Switch in the deck still, right? Yeah, I have Switch in the deck and I'm not item locked. Okay, so we can just promote Fan Rotom. Now from here, we need to one-shot the Dragapult this turn. Go down to 1 prize so that they can't utilize Dusknoir. Okay, so first we'll go Nest Ball for Lily's Clefairy. Earthen Vessel. So we will need to Super Rod this turn. Noctowl for Crispin and Super Rod. Crispin. Oh, Crispin has to go after Super Rod. I literally just said that. So Super Rod, these. Crispin for these. Ultra Ball, Area 0, and Fire Energy for Noctowl. Noctowl for Switch. And I'm thinking the last card isn't too big of a deal because it really comes down to a kind of situation of either we win or we lose here. Or like if then we have to see what the opponent could do next turn, right? Let's go Switch and Boss. I know we already have a Boss in hand. That's really bad because then we could just get both of the Iono to the bottom. We'll go Switch and Super Rod. And then we switch and knockout. And now the opponent needs exactly Super Rod second Crispin here. Let us see what is even in the deck. There's Crispin, there's Super Rod. So it is possible. We'll thin the deck out by grabbing that. Should we thin the deck further? Does Counter Catcher matter? No. I don't think Counter Catcher matters. Ultra Ball. Switch doesn't matter. And Blood Moon does not matter either because Blood Moon would get knocked out by Flareon. Okay, so we'll go get rid of these 2 to thin the deck out 1 more. And then Fez. And we didn't see Super Rod or Crispin, so we can't do it. Evolve, attach. Yeah, the opponent only has the one prize left. We could counter catcher something. Maybe counter catcher Noctowl, Jet Headbutt. Hope for the best there. Okay, so counter catcher. We could Itchy Pollen, but then just attach retreat wins them the game no matter what here, right? Yeah, because they have enough bench Pokemon. Jet Headbutt. They don't have attach retreat. We do, however, have Super Rod for 2 energies and bench Iono. Okay. And pass. And then over here, we still can't win, can we? I could counter catcher up a different Noctowl or boss up a different Noctowl, but I can't draw cards right now. Buddy Poffin, counter catcher up a different Noctowl and Jet Headbutt. And the opponent still can't do anything. End turn. It's either boss up the Noctowl or just pass. I think either is the same, so I'm just gonna pass here. Okay, and then over here we get. Actually, yeah, it's just pass, and then Ultra Ball for Mew because we don't have any open Hoot Hoots. Bench Mew, restart, and we win. Okay. Long game, lots of decisions, lots of decisions. But the goal of this is that you can at least get to see kind of how the decks are functioning. Now, let's go back and we're gonna do Flareon Sylveon versus Terabox. Okay, so this is Terabox's side. Terabox is going second. We'll just start with the Badoo. This is the Eevee side. We're starting with Mew EX. So Nest Ball can go for our Van Rotom very easily. One card that I want to mention that I'm thinking about putting in this deck is a Ditto with Transformative Start. The Ditto is just really good. So we'll grab, let's see, our active is Mew. If we, Ultra Ball 1, Ultra Ball 2, okay. So we're gonna grab an Eevee, a Hoot Hoot, and I'm gonna have some awkward cards in my hand here, knowing that I'm about to get item locked. We'll just go Eevee, Hoot Hoot, Noctowl, bench the Eevee, and we'll retreat into the Eevee, and it gets to evolve immediately, and we will also attach to it. Bench Hoot Hoot. If we want another Pokemon here, I think, like, if we want to make use of the Ultra Ball, right? That's what I'm thinking. We could Ultra Ball away Counter Catcher Ultra Ball, because they're gonna item lock us. And what would we get off of that? We could get Latias. We could get another Hoot Hoot. Another Hoot Hoot sounds really, really good. Another Eevee could also be good. But yeah, I'm pretty positive we're about to get item locked, and I want to make use of one of these Ultra Balls. So I think it's going to end up being another Hoot Hoot. The only thing I don't want to have happen is like that they boss Itchy Pollen, but if they boss Itchy Pollen, that means they had like an awful turn, and I would just go like Noctowl for Iono or Noctowl for Crispin, depending if I wanted to give my opponent more cards to use. So yeah, I think with this Ultra Ball, we will grab that second Hoot Hoot, like I mentioned. But I'm gonna go for the single retreat Hoot Hoot, bench that, and pass. Oh, not pass, actually. We have restart to use. Restart. Okay, and that gets us Buddy Poffin. Is it Eevee or is it Hoot Hoot? I would love to have the Eevee EX on the bench, but this Eevee becomes a liability at some point. And we do have one Flareon, one Sylveon, so we have 2 possible targets we could evolve that Eevee into. We'll go with Hoot Hoot. I think it's much more likely that we need the Hoot Hoot, and then pass. Okay, so, and I was also playing that turn kind of based off of, I don't know if we're playing against Dragapult or Terabox, but I was kind of guessing Dragapult because more Dragapults play Badoo than Terabox does. So this is going to be an interesting start due to that. So we'll definitely go Nest Ball for Fan Rotom, bench Hoot Hoot, Iono, bench 2 Hoot Hoots. So if they Angelite, they can only get 2 of them. And then Fan Call for Hoot Hoot and 2 Noctowl. And I'm gonna bench the Hoot Hoot. And then Itchy Pollen. There were so many lines to go with there. Like, we could have also gone, like, we could have done Boss Itchy Pollen, potentially. But it didn't seem very strong. Here I'm looking at Crispin Angelite, 2 Hoot Hoots as possible. But, like I said, does not seem great. I really wish the Sylveon was a Flareon now. And I can't switch this turn. I could Toro. I could get Toro and Area 0. Pick up the Sylveon, attack with Fan Rotom. But then I don't really have much at all going for me from that point. Toro Area 0. Yeah, we're gonna go Toro Area 0. Toro the Sylveon. Send this out. Bench EVEX. Attach energy here. Play that. Bench these 2 down. And then Assault Landing. Now over here, we will just simply send up Fan Rotom. Now, best play would be to take 2 prizes. Can we do that? Yes. We could use Torrential Pump, Crispin Sparkling Crystal. That will take 2 prizes. And that would be knocking out Active plus probably Eevee to take the prize lead. Oh, we don't have a Terra Pokemon down yet, so we can't evolve the Noctowl yet. We benched Wellspring. That's what that's there for. And we evolve Noctowl. And we go Crispin plus Nest Ball could be good to get Teal Mask down. Yeah. We'll go Crispin, Water Grass, keep Grass in hand. Nest Ball for Teal Mask. We'll use Teal Dance. Attach Crystal. We need Latias as well, so we'll go Nest Ball, and I think we'll get double Nest Ball, hold the other one for next turn. This one's for Latias. And then we still have an Ultra Ball in our hand as well. And then Torrential Pump, knock that out, and knock out the second Eevee. We'll send out Mew EX. So from here, possibilities, let's see. I think everything's just got to start out with Nest Ball for Fez, and we see what we get off of Fez. We do not get anything very good off of the Pheasantipity. Might be a situation where we even try to burn cards just to restart, potentially. So we could evolve that. We could, or let's see. We could bench Eevee, retreat into the Eevee, evolve into Sylveon, Nest Ball for nothing. Super Rod energies in. Would we attach here, or would we attach to the other Eevee? Because if we attach to Eevee EX, then we have a potential for Flareon. Yeah, we'll attach here, because if we find Noctowl off of the restart... Yeah, and then we switch into this, we bench that, and then we restart for 2. Okay, we don't really get anything out of that. Let's say that this game is not going to go well for Flareon from here, because we're already behind. So let's actually rewind this one back to turn 1. I think I committed to the Sylveon too early. Like I said, I was kind of playing it like from the mindset, okay, so we see Badoo, probably Dragapult, but let's see what we could have done differently here. So, and this is also a point where I think having the Ditto in the deck that I mentioned could be impactful. So, let's start with Nest Ball for Fan Rotom for Eevee, Hoot Hoot, Noctowl, bench Eevee, bench Hoot Hoot, Ultra Ball away Sylveon, and Counter Catcher for Flareon. Do we need to do that this turn? Or if we're not going to end up getting draws from the Mew EX, I mean, we definitely have to Ultra Ball for the Flareon, but we could also get Iono. So yeah, let's just retreat so the Flareon gets down, because the Eevee thing only works in active. Then from there, we could Ultra Ball, but we don't want to Ultra Ball these cards away just to restart for 3 because we already have Noctowl. All right, and then pass. So it's definitely a different opener here. We go Nest Ball for Fan Rotom, Bench Hoot Hoot. This is still going to be the same over here. Iono. So what do I want to respond to this with? Potentially a Pikachu attack to one-shot the Flareon if they Burning Charge my Badoo. So Pikachu would not be bad at all to have on the bench. We'll go Fan Rotom for Hoot Hoot and double Noctowl. Bench Hoot Hoot. And I don't think there's too much reason to bench the Pikachu yet. It takes grass, not water, so we don't get anything out of the attachment to it. Let's go. We could Nest Ball for Wellspring. Could also Nest Ball for Pheasantipity, preparing for that in case of Iono paired with the knockout. So if we go Nest Ball for Pheasantipity, we don't have to Nest Ball. Like we're not thinking we're getting item locked next turn. So there is that. It's just a point of thinking about if we're going to get Iono'd. So maybe we just don't Nest Ball here. Maybe we don't attach. Like it feels bad. We could always just Nest Ball for another Hoot Hoot as well. So we're not just left with a single Hoot Hoot if they go like Boss Burning Charge. Yeah, but I don't want to put a 2-prizer down. Okay, we'll just Itchy Pollen. So no Noctowl. That is rough. We have the attachment, and our Burning Charge can accelerate to either Flareon itself, Mew-EX, or Lily's Clefairy. I think we want it to go to Mew-EX. We would love to have another Eevee on the bench. We could Crispin. We can't switch. Yeah, let's just hold everything. Burning Charge Knockout. And we'll put Water Lightning on the Mew. So the opponent will want to be knocking out this Flareon this turn to take 2 prizes. Or maybe even knocking out something like the Mew. But Pikachu should be easy enough to set up here. So we'll bench Pikachu. We will Nest Ball for Fez. Use Flip the Script. Noctowl for... We can go Crispin, Crystal. We can go Vessel, Crispin. Or maybe no, that would be Nest Ball, Crispin. Nest Ball for Ogerpon. Crispin. We have Grass, Lightning, Metal. That's what it needs. Nest Ball, Ogerpon's in there. Okay, yeah, so we'll go Nest Ball, Crispin. But then we also need a spot for Latias. So let's do this without the Teal Mask Ogerpon, or we also need, or where we would need to use 2 Noctowls is the issue. Or we don't get the Fez. That leaves us more room, and we can do everything we want with this, I think. It would be Noctowl for Nest Ball, Crispin. Yeah, okay. So it's better to not go for the Fez here, because we already have what we need for the play. So we'll get Crispin, Nest Ball for Ogerpon, Teal Dance. And then we have Crispin for Metal and Lightning. One goes to the Pikachu, then we attach it, then we Energy Switch, then we have Nest Ball for Latias. We could play the Area 0, but we don't have reason to. And then we Topaz Bolt for Knockout without even using the Crystal, which is great. Promote this. And let's see. So the best play here, if we had an EVEX, would be to attack with the Magical Charm from Sylveon, because then the Pikachu would not one-shot us back. But without that, we're probably just going to poke the Pikachu with a single prizer because we don't have a great way around it. We don't play Monkey Dory in this list or anything. So this is unfortunately going to be a bit of a setup turn. We might even... We don't have a guarantee for the Area 0 to attack with Fan Rotom, so we might even do like a triple stab attack with Hoot Hoot. Just trying to think what we can actually make happen this turn. So let's go Nest Ball for Fez. Gets us Eevee. Gets us Stadium. Okay, Stadium something. I mean, I'd love to like Iono my opponent, or like, I don't know, maybe Boss the Latias genome hacking Nope. That only does 200, so that wouldn't be a knockout. We'll bench Eevee for sure. And Nest Ball. Go Nest Ball for Eevee again. Crispin, Fire, and Psychic. Put that there. We'll put Psychic here. Nest Ball for more Hoot Hoot. I think is the best thing we can do with the Nest Balls. And then Assault Landing 70. So now the opponent wants to take another 2-prize knockout if possible. We have 1 Noctowl to work with, which could get us not a 2-prize knockout. Wellspring. Okay, so we'll start with Teal Dance. See if we draw anything good off of that. We do not. Noctowl could get us Wellspring plus Crispin, but that's not enough. It could get us Wellspring plus Crystal. That's not enough. I'm thinking we could knock out Fan Rotom and a Hoot Hoot. Might just be knock out their Fan Rotom with our Fan Rotom. I want to hold on to this Hoot Hoot. What energy might I need coming up? Probably not water, so we'll go retreat into Fan Rotom, attach water. No need to play any of these cards down. And Assault Landing. Okay, 3-5 lead now over there. Send out Mew for retreat. We top deck Sparkling Crystal. We have Pheasantipity. So flip the script. We get Ultra Ball. Ultra Ball for Noctowl for boss. So we'll go Ultra Ball Area 0 since we're both playing Area 0 decks. We'll get rid of that. And I don't think I need Lily's Clefairy, so we'll get rid of that as well. And we'll grab Noctowl. We'll evolve Noctowl. And let's see. We could actually go with the Wellspring KO here, knocking out Fan Rotom and their only Hoot Hoot. Knocking out their only Hoot Hoot could be really good. So we'll go, let's see, Super Rod Crispin. And we do need Crispin. We can't go Super Rod No, we have Crispin in hand. Okay, great. So it's Super Rod and Terra Orb. And we'll Super Rod Flareon and Energies. Is this better than attacking with Flareon? No. Okay. The Wellspring play is not better than attacking with Flareon, I don't think. So instead, we're going to go Ultra Ball away, Lily's Clefairy and Area 0 for Noctowl. That part's the same. And then Noctowl instead is going to be Boss and Super Rod. No, this doesn't work. That's why I didn't go for this. Okay. Boss Super Rod does not work the same way. Yeah, so I think Super Rod Terra Orb was correct. Because we already have the Crispin in our hand. We don't already have the boss. That's the difference. So Terra Orb for that. Super Rod, 1-2 energies, and the Flareon into the deck. Then bench this. Attach Crystal. Crispin. Retreat. Bench Latias. Torrential Pump. Knock out Fan Rotom and their Hoot Hoot. Then we'll go promote this. Ultra Ball away, Area 0. And Area 0. I think for Fez. Yeah, it's for Fez. We could play all this down. We could restart for 1. I don't think it's worth it. We'll flip. So we have Boss, we have Ultra Ball. Ultra Ball away, Mew and Teal Mask for this. Bench. Attach. Maybe we can get them stuck. That's like kind of my goal here. To get something stuck in the active. So we'll bring up Latias and Sob. We do have Switch to get out of that. We have Ultra Ball. Okay. We have Noctowl. We have Ultra Ball. This is good. So we can attack with Flareon. Noctowl getting Crispin Ultra Ball. No, we don't need Ultra Ball. We already have Ultra Ball. Crispin. Probably just something to throw away with this Ultra Ball because we need to get our Flareon, and we already used Terra Orb. Yeah. Okay. And then we'll Ultra Ball away Poff and Toro for the Flareon. Evolve the Flareon. Crispin, we just need water and something. Attach, switch. Do we use the Super Rod? Be for Psychic and Lily's Clefairy. Yeah, that's fine. Restart. We have Noctowls in the deck, yeah, so we'll bench another Hoot Hoot. And then we'll do Carnelian Knockout. Can't use Carnelian next turn. Or is it this Pokemon can't attack next turn? This Pokemon can't attack next turn. We'll promote this. Peasant Deputy. Could be a retreat lock angle because I used Switch and Turo last turn. So yeah, it could definitely be a retreat lock angle here. Hold on to the crystal, I think. Counter catcher up. What's going to be hardest for them to attack with? Should probably bring up the Fez, because the Fez doesn't... No, the Fez does win them the game. But if they can attack once with Latios isn't enough to win. Unless they also have Boss. Okay, we'll bring up the Latios. And then Ultra Ball. These two for a Hoot Hoot. Got it. Okay. Retreat lock. And we'll just attach here and pass. So the plan is retreat lock this until it's at 100 health or less, and then we can win with Torrential Pump, taking 3 prizes. So we'll sob again, attach, pass. We could boss up something different now that they attach too many energies to this. So we'll boss up Pheasant Deputy, sob. That might just lock them out of the game. Yeah, I'm not going to play any other cards. I'm just going to end turn. Sob. What is left in my deck? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's just look. Let's Noctowl. So Crispin, there's only 1 energy left in deck, so I can never attack with Pheasant Deputy. Never, ever, ever. Okay, so I'll undo that Noctowl pass. So I think Terabox ends up winning this because I discarded Toro instead of Super Rod on the EV side, if you remember back to that part. So let's see. Sob, pass, sob, pass. 2 more sobs. We can't retreat. We have the energy if the Latios was still out there. I mean, we could okay, we'll boss up a Noctowl. Pass, make them have to move the Noctowl, but that shouldn't be too much of an issue. Let's just look and see what's in the deck. Okay, so we win here with no, we don't win here, we win next turn. So but we'll Toro up this Noctowl, promote that because we need to do 10 more damage to this. Night Stretcher for an energy. Let's put that down. Let's put that down. Sob one more time. And yeah, I could Iono here end turn. And then Torrential Pump wins the game. All right. So yeah, lots of gameplay with the Flareon box. We won the first one, we lost the second one. But if we didn't get rid of that Toro, if we got rid of Super Rod instead of Toro, that would have been a game changer. So playing more, recognizing the retreat lock routes is definitely a lesson to learn here. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. More on the gameplay side today than the deck list side. Let me know what you thought in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time here on Celio's Network.